everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 198, and we're recording on July 18th, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
Just a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Okay, we are approaching episode 200, and Warren has some announcements about that.
Oh, boys, guys, we're almost at episode 200 and the start of season 5. Good lord. You have a series of plans, changes planned for the upcoming season, right? But before we do any of that at episode 200, we want to know more about you guys, not Doug and Anita. We're talking about the listeners, right? We want to know. We want to know what you guys like about K-pop, what it's like in the Discord, and any and all the feedback you have about our content, right? For the next 2 weeks, for episode 198 and 199, leading up to 200, you can fill out our census and feedback survey to represent who you are in the nation at linktree/SojuTalk. That's linktr.ee/SojuTalk. You open it, there will be a little button that says census, and you can go ahead. It'll be a Google form. It'll be really easy and really short. I don't think it should take longer than like 2 minutes max, I think, or 5 minutes.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, let's make it 5. All right. There will be links in the episode descriptions and in our social bios, so go check them out. It's gonna be completely anonymous. We're not going to ask you guys for your phone number or your bank account or your social security number unless you want to tell us.
Please don't.
Tell us.
Please don't. Please don't.
But we are going to be sharing some of the information back with you guys, as well as other information in episode 200. So go to linktr.ee/SojuTalk. Again, that's linktree/SojuTalk to share your input. We also have some of our new branding assets that we're going to use for season 5 up there, as well as a new logo. This is like one of the first times we're changing on our logo in the entire run of the podcast. So if you want
I should buy new stickers.
Yeah,
Thinking of
they're going to be
Nice.
dated old stickers. You're going to have a fat stack of stickers that nobody's going to want anymore. But if you want to preview them, they're on that website. They're on the forum. So go to that link I mentioned like 20 times and do it there. Do it there, folks.
Additionally, with episode 200, we're gonna change some things. We've been getting feedback, obviously, for the longest time about certain things.
Yeah.
We're gonna implement some things, like our titles might change, descriptions might change, parts of the show might change. That being said, nothing's concrete. We'll be fluid as we generally are. But at the moment, I think that's all we got.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. There will be more announcements next week. Probably, right?
Yes.
I think so. I'm running the whole thing, so I should know.
You went from there's gonna be more announcements to I hope so within 2 seconds. I don't know what happened there. Big new releases. Honestly, big releases.
Oh man.
J-Hope, ITZY, 17. First one came out on Friday, the 15th. J-Hope's Arson. He is from Big Hit / Hyde. Debut 2012. Yes. His last songs were More, which we covered a couple weeks ago when I was not here, Chicken Noodle Soup, and Airplane. He has 161 music show wins with BTS, which is number 1 all time. So,
Woof.
okay.
The lad.
Arson.
Like, before we talk about anything, right? I want to level our expectations a little bit, because with the promotion and the release and the visuals, I feel like J-Hope is not he's not asking us to take him as a K-pop musician. I feel like he's asking us to take him seriously as like a hip-hop artist. Even.
I'll agree with this.
Okay.
I'll agree with this.
Okay.
This is not a typical K-pop release.
Right.
This is
Correct.
Right.
This is a J-Hope project, is what we're gonna call it.
Okay.
This is a project piece. This is a set piece. I've also seen people describe it as an art piece online. I don't agree with all those takes. It's an interesting song. There's like a cold mechanical thing going on. There's some distortion. Kind of feels sort of like a industrial sound drum bass thing from the 90s. I've been hearing people
Old
say
school.
as well. Old school stuff. Hip hop clearly. Overall, it's hard to evaluate a song like this, but it's a vibe, right? Like that's the best way to put it. It's a vibe.
Vibes are there.
It's a vibe.
I think what's more interesting is what he's trying to do with this, what he's trying to tell us, than the actual thing itself.
Right.
But that might just be me.
Okay.
Anita, how do you feel about this? About Arson?
Right. So after More, so the pre-release of More,
Right.
I remember commenting saying like, "Oh, I hope it's something similar because I like this edgy, more dark vibe that he had
Angsty,
going on,
angsty.
right? Very angsty." When I said that, I guess I wasn't expecting it to be that similar though, because I feel like this song has about like that same similar vibe, but I didn't think it was as standout. Like I feel like I could see them being switched, if that makes sense. Like one being a pre-release, one being a title track. Like I didn't think one was stronger than the other. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. I guess it depends on what you like about both songs. But yeah, I guess I felt like it was quite similar in that sense.
It's a very similar aesthetic and a very similar genre and a very similar like format as well. The rap style is very similar. It's the grimy, grungy, old school hip hop with the touch of trendy and modern finish that I think Hype does a really, really good job of pulling off here. We have Clam Casino on the beat. If you know who he is, you know who he is. He's a wonderful, amazing producer that's worked on countless great tracks, including this one. I think the beat here is like one of the standout
Very
moments.
nice.
Right. The moment I heard the bass, the moment I hear the industrial noises coming in, I was like, the bong, bong noises, I was like, man, like this is something. I'm hearing a little bit of Tyler, the creator. I'm hearing a little bit of like Earl, or Joey Badass, or like if you look into Korean hip hop, like I could see this fit into like a Justice kind of aesthetic, or Kid Millie, or Don Malik, that kind of deal. It's a very old school boom bap, hard hitting hip hop song.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the beat is like really, really pulling itself. Right. I feel like the rap performance itself was I wasn't fully satisfied with it. J-Hope is one of the rappers who I feel like continues to use some of the tropes of K-pop rap from the 2000s, for both positive and negative things. And if you're looking at a track like this, especially with the level of thematic messages he wants to go into, I'm naturally going to expect a level of, more elevated level of rap, especially because, like I mentioned earlier, it feels like he's asking us to take us seriously as a hip-hop musician. Like this is definitely not like your typical K-pop song, right? And naturally my expectations are with like where I would consider his peers in the industry right now, or Kid Millie, or Don Malik, like I mentioned earlier, or even like Palo Alto even. That's where I felt like the rap was a little lacking. But on the other hand, I do like the messages he touches upon. I asked for a very personal. I asked for artists or the solo projects to be a lot more personable and like focused on what BTS can tell as an artist, and that's what they delivered. So I'm like really happy with that, right? Like it's clearly not. It's not like, like it's like I'm trying to think about somebody like ATEEZ can't tell this story. Stacy can't tell this story because they're like not in that position. You know what I mean?
Different,
right?
Yeah, different stage.
Right, different levels, different parts of the industry and their career level, and I feel like I really appreciate that, especially because the message itself is not something you can like tell easily. Like this is not something you can just let out. Like, that has a fair level of depth there.
I feel like having said that though, I felt like lyrically I got that sense as well, but I felt like it was quite short, that I almost felt like it could have done more.
Right.
Like more could have been told. Right.
Right. I agree with you 100% because I like the topic and the subject matter he's trying to touch upon. I think the execution of it was what raises my question as the skill level of J-Hope as a rapper, especially because a lot of it, like I mentioned the last time we were talking about I forget which track, but a lot of the lyrics feel like they're reusing like old tropes. They're very repetitive. skill level wise, some of the rhyming here is very basic or not present at all, which, you know, for a song like this, I'm expecting the rap to be good, period. Like, the rhyming structure has got to be like really good. The level of lyricalness, I guess, is got to be like, you know, I'm expecting a little more there. So I like the subject matter of it. I like that he's willing to open up to all this, you know? I'm not sure if I really don't think he executed it perfectly. That's what I think, you know. And
I thought it was fine.
okay.
Fine. I enjoyed it. I like the story. For me, I'm probably not on 100% on the mark here. It felt like when you normally think of the word arson, you get like crazy dude burning houses in the middle of the night. An arsonist.
The crime.
But this one is definitely more of a self-immolation, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Where
Burning
you are setting
myself.
yourself on fire.
You're
It also
burned out.
kind of gives the feeling of that term victory at what cost? You know, what did it cost me to get here?
Right.
Thanos.
How relatable that is when you're like a multi-millionaire though. Hard to say. You know, that's where I could find issue with this.
That's exactly what I mean, because I feel like if the message is executed really, really well, it's gonna be a very relatable, personable story. Like if you look at what Tyler the Creator's done, and I'm referencing an American rapper here because, you know, English lyrics are more accessible to understand. He pulls off that message, but like you understand what he's going through. You're like, you can relate to it, even though I'm not like driving.
I mean, if we think of it on face value, it's like J-Hope wanted to be idol, right?
Correct.
J-Hope became idol.
Yes.
J-Hope sacrificed things to become idol, right?
Right.
J-Hope is singing about the sacrifices to become an idol. That is what this is about, right?
Yes.
Essentially.
Face value,
That's
yes.
what this boils down to. I think that in itself is relatable. I do think sort of like I don't think this is exclusive to J-Hope. What I find some issue in hip hop is when people talk about like problems and stuff when they are like multi-millionaires and are humongous icons and things like that, and it's what they wanted. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's where sometimes I find issue in hip hop. But this one, I think it's okay. I think this is kind of surface level on that.
Okay.
And for me, overall, since I'm not someone who looks really into the rhyme structure or anything like that, it was cool. I like the fire in the music video. I was trying to figure out if it was CGI or practical effects.
Oh,
That was one
I think
thing.
it was a mix.
It was a mix, I believe.
Yeah.
No, his heart was actually on fire. That's what.
No.
Okay, I'm talking about the first scene where he's under the bridge walking. You know,
Oh, that's gotta be real. That looks real.
a lot of it's real, right?
There's
I feel.
also no towards the end though you see the like himself burning, right? Like
Yeah.
the face,
Yes.
the body. I think
skin's
that was a
falling out.
mix. They did some like
You think there's some makeup there?
makeup stuff
Okay,
and
no, I can see
CGI.
that. Yeah.
I'm looking at it again. It looks like he has like fake acting.
Can I get I want a behind the scenes where I could see what was practical and what wasn't. I want to see that.
What was actually Arson?
Because sometimes in K-pop we're approaching the uncanny valley where some of the CGI stuff you can't tell is CGI unless you really sit there and think about it.
Okay.
Sort of like with Maison, whatever. Oh god, I butchered the name. The Dreamcatcher song. There was that one with Mason. There was some
Mason.
CGI back then, which we were debating which ones were real and which ones were not. Right?
Yeah.
If this one does have CGI, they did a hell of a better job with it. That's all I'll say.
Oh, I mean, it's the Hive has all the money. They gotta use it.
That being said, I think going double angst, which is essentially what J-Hope did, interesting decision. I think that really concentrate what he's trying to show the audience then, right? Because most people would not have gone double angst back to back.
I think it really represents like the kind of story he wants to tell with his album in Jack in the Box. There's a lot. That's the central theme, and I think it does kind of represent kind of what the story is about. One thing I thought was a little missing from the music video is I thought J-Hope is the main dancer of the group.
True.
He's one of the
Right.
yep.
very good dancer.
Right.
Yeah.
And like if I look back to Chicken Noodle Soup, that was like it's a pop dance track, whatever. But like it has the fun choreo in it, right? And like
This one we just got swagger walking.
no,
right?
yeah. Well,
There were some cool moves. There were some spin moves that I liked.
Yeah, well, that's not choreo though, is it?
It's swagger.
no.
It's pure swagger.
Okay. It's the Hobie swagger. Okay.
Yes. Okay, I could see your point there. But I think he's trying to distance himself from the idol stuff, which I think he does accomplish by doing.
It's a different facet.
He's
I
like,
would say.
bitch, I ain't going. He's like, bitch, I ain't going to dance because you want me to dance.
Well,
you know?
here's the thing.
Oh.
Just because you're a dancer doesn't mean you're an idol.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like he could have done like a whole modern art thing, dance thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like.
But I feel like this take would have been the most unexpected, in my opinion, based on like his previous stuff. So I feel like this was the 180 if there was going to be a 180.
Here's the thing. I like doing the 180. It's just once you've done the 180, now you're doing something where I'm not very confident about his level of execution. There's a lot of routes that I think he would have done really, really well. This was a very risky one, and I really want to applaud that because the end result has an aesthetic that I really, really enjoy.
That's true.
But you know, I'm sitting here questioning: was this the best choice? You know, I don't know. That's where I'm thinking. You know,
I honestly think at this point he doesn't really care how you feel about his
Probably.
choice.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to.
You know what I mean?
At the time.
You know what I mean? No, right?
I
That's what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
he's gonna listen to our podcast. You know.
Exactly. No. You know what I mean in general. Though,
No, I know what you mean.
extrapolating that, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So overall, did you guys like this more than more?
I will say no. I think I still like more.
I feel like More has a better performance of J-Hope as a rapper,
Okay.
and that's I might honestly be biased because More came out
Maybe a
before
preference,
Arson,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially because they're not the same, obviously, but like we mentioned earlier, they share a very similar aesthetic. So maybe that's
I'm
why.
also leaning more towards More because I like the heavier rock thing going on in More.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, though, I like both of these. I thought they were way different than what I thought would have happened. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
and I'm honestly thankful for that. And it's a burnt palate cleanser. It's essentially what they gave us. A smoky palate cleanser. You know
like
who else
smoky barbecue?
You know who else needed a palate cleanser after some of their last two releases? ITZY, which is the next song we're covering. So we're covering ITZY Sneaker. They are sneakers. They are from JYP debut 2019. Last two songs. Loco, In the Morning, and Not Shy with 42 music show wins so far. I'm gonna tell you all the rankings. This is the 17th most winning group in terms of music shows in the history of K-pop.
Wow.
Already. This one, thank God it is not like the last two songs. That is my first thing I want to say. Now, with that, I think this is a humongous palate cleansing for Twice. I mean, not Twice. ITZY.
ITZY.
Wow. Okay. This is a humongous palate cleanser for ITZY as a group, I think. And I honestly think it was pretty needed. You know how sometimes you go to like a wedding or some kind of formal thing and there's multiple courses, then they give you some kind of like lime sherbet in between the courses as a palate cleanser.
Funky.
That's what this is. This is what this song is. This is the bridge song to hopefully to more classic ITZY bangers.
This is the pickled ginger between sushi.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the palate cleansing, I think.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes, In the Morning was not the most well-received song ever, right?
No.
Loco, it was just kind of there, you know? I don't feel like it was anything too crazy. This one is the first song out of the last three, including this one, where I feel like, okay, we got something here. Do I think it's perfect? No. I think that the chorus is kind of weak, and it might only feel weak because the pre-chorus was so good in this song, which is the strongest point of this song, in my opinion. I just felt like the chorus kind of dropped the energy a tiny bit, or wasn't too memorable, wasn't too crazy. But that being said, this is one super addicting song.
Pause for a second. You don't think the chorus is memorable?
No. I don't think it's memorable in the fact like this is the best chorus of all time. I think it's memorable in the fact that it's repetitive, so it's stuck in your head.
Okay.
Catchy.
Okay. It's very catchy. Okay.
It's catchy.
Okay. I do think here's the thing, right? Like I feel like the song did a lot of things really, really well, and I was expecting a lot once you got to the chorus. And I don't know. I thought it would be a lot more impactful, especially because that's what ITZY's really good at. Like if you look at Dala Dala, ITZY, Wannabe, Not Shy, it had a very explosive, energetic chorus.
That's where those songs peak.
Right,
Is
right.
right there.
Of course.
Yeah.
And like if you listen to Sneakers, if you listen to the instrumental, it's essentially a modified version of the beat that comes, of the verse section essentially. And I was like, really? Like I don't know. Like I expected a bit more change up here. But I do feel like they really, really nailed the repetitive, the catchiness.
Yes.
Of that.
They were going for earworm if they were going for anything. And it
Put
worked.
my stickers
Stickers on.
They want to go. Put them up.
Bro,
Put
I've
them up. Put them
been
up.
saying that shit all week, dude. Oh my god, it's a mess.
I was like muttering it under my breath, and my girlfriend was like, "What do you mean? What are you doing? Okay, shut up." No. I really kind of agree with you in the terms of direction that they're heading in, especially after Mafia and Loco. We're kind of back to the ITZY core identity where they're saying
formula.
Oh, sorry, what?
I was gonna say the structure of the song reminds me of the typical ITZY formula of like the tempo and then the pre-chorus. The only thing that kind of was at fault, like I agree here, is the chorus that it didn't quite do the typical more hype energy burst in the chorus.
Right.
But the structure is like, oh yes, this is very, very similar to ITZY. This is I know this. I recognize this as ITZY.
And like thematic wise, like identity wise, in terms of like the stories they tell, like I feel like that's more ITZY as well. Where like if you look at the earlier ITZY stuff leading up to Not Shy, it was always I'm different. I'm not like you people. I am an elevated human being. Look at me in my elevator. Like that was their thing. And like here, we're definitely back to that image and back to that kind of like
they said they were different, and then they went to Mafia and like do it like someone else.
Apparently, yeah.
Thematically, it doesn't work there.
No. And like what I like about Sneakers, on top of all that, is like it's a lot more grounded in terms of like how they're different. If you look, if I go back to what I said about Dala Dala and ITZY and all that, they're saying how they're different. Sorry, they say that they're different. They keep repeating that we're different, but they don't say how. It's not latched onto anything. And like here, it's a lot more like, well, I'm different because I put my sneakers on while you guys put on your dress shoes. When you put on your penny loafers. Here, look at me and my Converse. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is, maybe it's a little funny, maybe it's a little cheesy, but like I feel like that works a lot more.
There's a little bit of cheese in this one.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, yes. It's a Converse commercial. Yes, I get that.
Okay, why wasn't they do popcorn and zero Coke with NMix? Why isn't there some shoe sponsorship deal for this one?
I could have sworn that it was going to be, but I feel like no, it's not, right?
Maybe it fell through. I mean,
this was such a big opportunity, was it not?
I mean, I saw a lot of Gucci Adidas. That was the thing. Like, the whole third section is the new Gucci Adidas collab. Like, if you look at what Yuna's wearing and all that.
How do we feel about Ryujin's long hair?
I like it.
Looks good.
It's really good. That's all I wanted to say.
Good.
It's really
I'm
good.
hating on bangs.
Hold on. No, you know what? Everyone else agreed with us, Anita.
No. Karina looked fine with bangs.
No.
Purple hair.
No.
Karina was looking like Woo Young-woo from that one drama, Anita, with them bangs. Goddamn. No, Karina, no bangs. Ryujin, long hair. Okay, let's go.
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, no, I like the concept too, where it's like a queen thing in the big, like royalty.
Ah, yeah. Yes, I liked.
Okay, it was kind of
outfits.
disjointed in terms of theming, though.
A little bit,
yeah.
We went for royal, then she closed the textbook, but then they're working at Sneaker NASA, apparently, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like, okay, and then all of a sudden they're in a shoe store, essentially.
So they're sneakers,
and then they're in the metaverse towards the end with the really CG crap, like.
Oh yeah, they are.
It's the shoeverse, the shoe cinematic universe.
That shoeverse, the shoe on top of the platform is horrendous at the end of the music video, whatever that is. Like, I don't know what that is.
All right. If you guys had to, let's do something fun. If ITZY had to collab with a sneaker brand, a shoe brand, what are you guys choosing?
It should have been Adidas.
Really though?
Yeah, the classics, dude.
I don't know.
For some reason, like, if I was like to guess which company was collabing with this one. For some reason, maybe some of the models or like the sole type. I was
Converse?
thinking Skechers.
Skechers. Hey,
yo,
Skechers.
Skechers.
Hey, yo.
Yo, Skechers. Yo.
I was thinking it could have been Converse too, and they could have had a
Yeah,
whole
they could've
line of
done that
ITZY
too.
shoes.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
they had a lot of high tops. in there.
When I'm saying Adidas, I'm thinking of like superstars though, like base shoes, similar, like nothing too crazy.
That could be nice, especially because superstars are kind of back in. I wanted some Vans old school action, you know?
Okay, that works too with the
that
Converse
would
vibe,
work
kind of a
too.
skater vibe, punk
Yeah,
vibe. I
yeah.
get that.
Definitely there.
I think that was just a big missed opportunity. You got the song literally called Sneakers, and we got a shoe sponsor here, bro. Come on.
They could honestly like they could make the excuse that like like Nike rarely ever like collabs with an artist. Same for Adidas, but like they could have collabed with like a Korean brand.
Anyone.
Prospects.
They would have sold so many shoes, you know?
Yeah.
If you do limited edition, there's photo cards with the shoes, something like that. Boom! You're instantly selling tons of pairs, right? It would have been sold out everywhere.
That's an expensive photo card. $120 for a sneaker photo card.
Okay, since we're on a girl group, I want to bring up something from last week. Okay. I might have prematurely made a statement here, okay?
Okay.
I prematurely made a statement that said Espo was with the top girl group. I might have said that too early, you know? We got lots of feedback, including comments. All of it was valid. One of them was saying that sales should be based on era because we're selling way more than we ever have comparatively to like a Big Bang. Makes complete
true.
sense to me. That's a fair point. Good point. Other people are saying, you know, ITZY was beating all the records at one point and they were never number one objectively. I completely understand that point. That's a good point. They peaked at number 4, in my opinion. We could talk about that some other time.
Okay.
People were, I think the number one thing was people were saying that Blackpink is still bigger. Honestly, I could agree with that. I would argue though that aespa is bigger domestically in Korea at the moment, and that's only because of Blackpink's inactivity. And I would say on a global scale, in terms of a global brand, of course, Blackpink is bigger, and because global market's bigger, therefore Blackpink is bigger. I completely understand that argument. I want to say, honestly though,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still excited because we got Blackpink coming back in August.
Hopefully,
reportedly.
yes.
aespa is still blowing up right now, although this song is not charting extremely well, but that is mostly because of the UJSUK songs that are out right now. Because I think that one occupies 3 out of the top 10 spots. Let me find out where aespa is on the iChart.
Damol
right now.
Yusuk and his
aespa's
chart
4th.
covers.
We have aespa's 5th. We have 2 of the UJSUK songs. Then we have Love Dive, which is insane. The craziest thing is IVE is still number 3. We're going to talk about it in the news section. They're coming back in August.
Oh my god.
I feel like they haven't left.
They haven't left.
No.
And Nayeon Pop is 4, and then aespa is in 5th. So that is the top 5 right now in Korea. Isn't that insane? But overall, it's always a good thing we're having these discussions. I want all girl groups to do well because I'm a huge girl group stan. We're in good times as girl group fans right now.
Plentiful,
It's
yes.
plentiful. We got Stacy Girls coming back next week.
Let's
Twice.
go.
Twice is also in the news this week. They announced the comeback as a full group in August as well. We getting fed right now, guys. This is great.
Remember like 2 months ago where like we were like it was a drought.
I think at one point we said, "Yo, it's a sausage fest right now." Yo. This is when you go to the frat party in college and it's a bad party and there's just dudes everywhere. That's what we had. Right now we have more diverse thing. I think right now we're a little girl group heavy. I want to see more boy groups right now because I know our voting for the Gochu Gang is very skewed because we have a lot of girl group fans. But that being said, like,
I'm a girl group stan. I don't care. I want more.
Good stuff.
I'm just joking. Please.
Overall though, I think that ITZY needed a comeback like this. I think objectively versus their biggest competitor is aespa. Like real talk, right? It 100% is. aespa I think has the edge right now. But I think ITZY with their next release, if they hit a grand slam with the next one, I think it's game on again.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw a couple Reddit posts saying that ITZY is now being the back burner of JYP, that they're not getting any attention, that they're not given any money, that JYP Mr. Park doesn't care about what ITZY does anymore.
And people are afraid of them becoming like FX.
They're
or something
afraid
like
of
that, right?
them becoming
Miss
FX or the Miss
Miss
A.
A.
Yeah. Or the Rainbow. I don't think that's happening, guys. I don't think that's happening. I
don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like the song is like awful or like
No.
JYP not giving any craps. He's definitely listened to the feedback he got after In the Morning. That's what I think.
100%. 100%. Overall, girl group scene is good. I think with the younger groups, obviously aespa, ITZY, and Stacy girls, I think we're very strong right now.
Good times. We're living in good times.
And then we have other groups that we still need to see more from. Oh, IVE is in that conversation. Those are the four biggest right now in terms of the youngest groups.
And you also know who needs to do another comeback?
NMIX.
NMIX, LE SSERAFIM. We need the Adore
yes.
thing to happen. We got a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff.
Look forward to it.
Rocket Punch, can you get a second comeback of the year, please?
Rocket Punch? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Please. Like, Chiquita was cool, but like, maybe another one,
They need another one, right? It's like prime season right now.
Now is the time. Come back from Japan. Please.
Yeah, I mean, they're out in the world, sort of like 17 with their new song World. So they are from Pledis, I believe, right,
What
Anita?
is with you and your pivots today?
But
from
is
Pledis.
now under the Hive.
Hype umbrella. Yep, debuted 2015. Last three songs were Hot, Rock With You, Ready to Love. 48 music show wins so far, which puts them 12th all time for that metric.
Top 20 this week.
Everyone is top 20 this week. That's kind of crazy.
It's a big week.
This 17 song, right? It's a chill vibe, right, Anita?
It's a chiller vibe, yes.
It's almost exclusively outside of this like airport and town that they made randomly,
Set,
right?
yeah.
This is definitely a set. I don't think this exists.
Of
There's
course,
no
yeah.
way.
I think it's a set.
It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys will know anything about what I'm talking about, but there's an English village in Paju in Korea.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
They used to
That's
film
where they
Verizon
film
there.
produce.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah.
They film
Yeah.
produce, right?
There's
Yeah.
like a fake airport and like a fake terminal gate where like they make you speak English as you enter the Paju English village country. Like that's the kind of vibes I was getting, because it was like so small town, kind of cute, but like it's obviously a fake city, like.
To be honest, I feel like from the beginning, coming right back from Hot. So Hot was a very different vibe, right?
Hot.
This type of song felt quite refreshing, like very smooth. I love how the vocals work
This is
here.
when it's hot out and you're near the beach or the pool,
Yes,
and then one of your homies
breezy.
like, "Hey, you want a margarita? I got one for you." And it's the one that's like the slushy margarita, which is even better. And you're like, "Ooh, okay, that's what this song is, right?"
Yeah, it's
Rooftop
very
margarita
refreshing.
vibes.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Very
do.
groovy.
We've got three songs, right? We got three songs out of this whole full-length comeback, right? We got the preview, I think that was Darling, right, with a plus in the middle.
Right.
Then we had Hot, and now this is our third track out of this whole like three-phase comeback process, I guess. And I have to admit, this is by far my favorite. I really feel, I don't know what it is, I feel like 17 does such a good job of pulling off this color, of this concept, which is very young and hip, but like also very energetic, but also chill at the same time, and it's not like trying to be like the hot. I don't know, something about that felt very forced.
Hot was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I liked Hot.
Hot was cool.
That's nice.
Hot was cool. Hot was hot, but like this is hotter for me. I feel like this is warmer. Yeah, like and I'm not. What I like about their interpretation of this sound is that 17 doesn't feel like Underdash World doesn't sound like. It doesn't sound like a rookie boy group. It doesn't sound like a bunch of 16-year-olds. it does have that mature matureness sound to it, where I definitely you could definitely tell 17s are the veterans here, right? And it's kind of rare for like older boy groups to kind of go after this sound. Like I remember saying that about Boy With Love back when BTS came back with that song. And in a similar fashion, I really enjoy them going in this direction, which typically boy groups will do earlier in their career, and they kind of bounce out and they never bounce back in. And I'm like, why have we stopped bouncing? You know, like I like bouncing, you know?
No, yeah, I agree. I feel like 17, I think, has been switching between genres, also concepts here and there.
Right.
But I do feel like since debut, they've been able to do like this very like refreshing, very I don't know what to call it, but like very like positive type of pop, like very like uplifting, I guess, kind of. This is more of a groovy, I guess, chill interpretation of it. But I feel like I've always liked this tone for them, especially because I think vocally they can really do a lot of things here. So I don't know. I like this. I liked Hot, but I feel like I like this type of sound from 17 as well.
Same. And what I like about the music video too is like, I have to admit, right? And this kind of goes back to what we said earlier about me not being a huge boy group person. I like 17 overall. I like most of their music overall. I don't know everyone's faces in 17. I admit.
Ah, okay.
There's
That's
a
fair.
lot of them. There's a lot of them.
13,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big group. I know most of their names at this point. Like I know who Uzi is. I know who Vernon is.
There's a Junghan, right? Am I right?
Yes, you are correct.
Yes.
I'm right.
Yes.
Okay. I know Vernon, aka Young DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I know him. Scoops.
Yes. Yes.
Mingyu, the 8. I know a decent amount of these kids.
You know quite a bit.
Hoshi.
The Hoshi, there's a one woo or something, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing.
There's a dinosaur, right? Dino?
Dino. Here's the thing. I have heard most of their names, but I don't know a lot of their faces.
Me too.
Ah.
Mingyu, he's a good-looking one, right?
I know
right?
Mingyu's the good-looking dude.
Yeah, I know that too.
I forget.
The Busugwan.
Oh my god. The thing is, with the music video, it does such a good job of like going through each member individually.
Oh, yeah, they have solo stuff.
I know.
Solo
I feel
shots.
like I've learned their faces.
Yo, can someone? Here's a great idea.
Nearly 10 years in the game.
Someone on their music video on YouTube needs to have a subtitle called Noob Mode that just says the name of the kid in the corner when they're singing.
Oh.
Oh, why not? Right?
Kind of like how they're doing music shows where like they say who's singing
Yeah,
what
they're
line.
singing so music videos need this for new fans, I think. Right?
I would-
That'd be kind of smart.
Not be against that.
That would be helpful
On the
for some
subtitles,
people.
you put up Noob Mode, and on the top left, when someone's singing, it says who their name is as the subtitle.
So it should be one of those like lyric videos that highlights who is singing, but like combine that with the music video, please.
Yes,
I
that,
see.
I think
Please
that'd,
do
that'd be
that.
fantastic.
We're not gonna
Because
do
a
it.
lot,
Somebody else.
no one's gonna do
No
it.
one's
But
gonna
like, I think that's a great idea, though. Just
Or somebody
say
else.
it.
If you
So
guys
I
are
feel-
looking for content idea for a lot of views,
Yo, we named like 11 or 10 out of the dudes. I'm pretty proud of us, Warren. Like,
yo, you remember Dogyum? He's another guy.
Yes.
I'm looking up one
yeah.
of the ones we missed, Joshua.
Joshua.
Okay. We got pretty
Joshua.
much all of them though.
Yeah. I had a
good
friend
job, Warren.
named, there's a guy named June. See, I had
June,
no clue.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. June. He was born in 1996. You know, he's from China, Shenzhen. He's got parents and a little brother. Do you guys know
Oh
that?
my god.
Okay.
Okay, Warren.
Now we know.
Um, That being said, with this song, I think there's a fine line between a song that is casual and a song that is low energy, right? I think that a lot of the times these songs toe that line. This song toes it perfectly on the casual side, you know? Because sometimes there's these songs that are meant to be more chill, laid back, and you finish the song and you're like, man, they didn't really do a lot in this song. You know, you watch it, you're like, nothing happened. This one does the line perfectly, I feel though.
I agree.
Overall, solid song from 17, but typically their songs are generally good. So, all right, other releases this week. Super Junior released Mango. Chobom, which is Chorong and Bomi, released Copycat. That's actually a good song.
Very nice.
When they were on Running Man, like last week before the song came out, and we were watching it, and someone in my family went, "Are they supposed to look that similar?" Like, we were really confused. And I was like, "Wait, they literally look the same right now," and it makes sense now. There's a song called Copycat. The choreography is them looking at each other, mirroring too.
Yep. It's very cool.
So there's a twin thing going on, a twin concept. We have Woo Jin Young with Delicious, SF9 with Scream, and Hyorin with No Thanks. But we're now at the Spice chart, right? Spice King, whatever you want to call it, with the Soju chart. That's the proper way. Episode 197. Someone said that it was cursed when I called Chunga Chungus. You know what? Chungus has 2 crowns right now with Sparkling. Second place, we have Sunmi with Heartburn. And then third place, we have Cosmic Girls with Last Sequence. If Chunga picks up her 3rd crown this week, she enters the Hall of Spice, which is when you win 3 of them. And she joins, let me go through the list. BTS Dynamite, Twice, I Can't Stop Me, Dreamcatcher, Arai, IU, Lilac, Stacy, ASAP, BTS Butter, Taeyeon, Weekend, Sunmi, You Can't Sit With Us, Stacy Stereotype, Twice The Feel, 17 Rock With You, Chunga Killing Me, From Us 9 DM, Stacy Run To You, Red Velvet, Feel My Rhythm, Dreamcatcher, Maison, and GOT7 Na Na Na.
Wow.
What a list.
You're getting better at this, Doug.
New candidates this week include J-Hope's Arson, ITZY, Sneaker, and 17's World. On the, starting off the top, you gotta put Chunga Sparkling in first place again. You got it. You got it. That's in first place. Second place, though. I think that the 17 song is a better song than the ITZY song.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the ITZY song is way more catchy and memorable, so I will put ITZY in second place.
You have pulled your sneakers on.
Hey.
Look at you.
Uh-huh.
And in third place, then I have 17 World, but it was very close there between second and third.
Okay. We're almost at the same chart, Doug. Almost. Third place, I also put 17.
Let's go.
I really liked this. It was very nice. Like the set. There was that airplane scene that I feel like I've seen a couple of music videos do already in this summer season, but still worked. So I'll keep them in third. Second, I moved up Cosmic Girls.
Wow.
I have them in second. I've been looking at the live performances. I feel like the vocals were pulling me in. I thought they were really, really good. I liked the sound they were going with. My only caveat is still the choreo a little bit, but I mean, it's still a really good song. So one of my favorite comebacks from them. And in first place, I also have Chunga Sparkling.
Let's go.
The more I listen to it, the more I feel like it just makes sense. That it really works. The retro sound, the set, Atlantis princess vibe. So first place, Chunga.
Did you guys know, right? Fun fact. There is a brand of sake being sold since 1986, right?
Okay.
It's actually named after a region in 경상북도 포항시 북구 called 청하. The sake is called 청하. And I'm putting 청하 on number 1 because that sake be sparkling.
Yes.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
I was so confused.
Yeah. Okay. Bet you didn't see that coming. All right. I'm not gonna try to make a thing for the next two. Second place. I'm putting Heartburn by Sunmi on second. Man.
Oh yes.
It's a great song. Nice. I had not expected this, but this definitely has a lot of staying power for me at the very least. Like I mentioned last week, go check out the acoustic version. It's a wonderful, wonderful soft cover. Great arrangement in the original track too. I feel like it's doing the right amount of things outside the box where I'm still having a lot of fun with it. So Heartburn by Sunmi on third. This is where I was like pretty split between the 3 tracks this week. J-Hope with Arson. I have my gripes with it, but it's an aesthetic I just so love and love and love. It's just my thing. This whole dark, grimy hip hop thing is like something I grew up with. I still love this, to this day. But sadly, it's not on my chart. Underscore World by 17, really chill, really cool disco pop track. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm putting it on fourth after Sneakers by ITZY. Put 'em up, put 'em up, put 'em up. Put my sneakers on. Have to ready, get set, go.
Just for clarification, you put Cosmic Girls in second, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I did the total. First place, well, number one, Gochu Gang.
Gochu Gang.
Yes.
Gochu Gang gave Chungha 40 points this week. So
Wow.
she's in first place for them. Second place for them was ITZY's Sneakers.
Wow.
And in third place, they had J-Hope's Arson with 28, 2 points over Cosmic Girls. So that was their top
That was a tough.
three this week. And because of that, first place with a perfect 20 again, picking up 4 crowns technically, is Chungha's Sparkling, entering the Hall of Spice. Boom.
Let's
Sparkle.
go.
Second place, we have ITZY Sneakers. And in third place, there's a tie with Sunmi and Cosmic Girls. So that is the chart for this week.
All right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right, finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have a couple of them. First off, IVE with Love Dive. They're still winning. Another win on Inkigayo.
This makes no sense.
Yeah, grand total of 10 wins with this song, and they're coming back, so maybe more. So who knows? IVE winning a lot. And then we have Nayeon with Pop. Also won an M Countdown in Show Music Course, so she has a total of 3 wins so far. And then Enhypen with Future Perfect. They won on the show Champion, and Music Bank. So they also have 3 wins so far. Congrats.
Wow.
IVE has, do they have 2 or 3 songs?
They have 2 songs.
Two songs.
And can someone check this out if anyone has won more music shows than they have with their first 2 songs? That's what I want to know. Because
I feel like it must be
Are you
a
asking
record.
me or the listener?
I don't know, in general. Because they have 23 wins with the first 2 songs.
20 how much?
23 wins already.
23 wins.
For reference.
It must be a record.
For reference, that's 1 more than Monsta X, and that's tied with 4 Minute and Winner. And
Of
they
all
are
time.
they
Wow.
they are 2 below Kara and Tiara.
Wow.
And they are already 3 below Eyes One.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
I was gonna look up ITZY 1 because I thought they might be, but I guess not.
No, it's insane. They're already 27th all time. All right, that ends part 1 of SojuTalk episode 198. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we're back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 198. News and events from last week. First one, I already kind of spoiled because I got so excited. Twice will be releasing their 11th mini album Between 1 and 2 on August 26th. Pre-orders start on July 26th, so you have about a month to pre-order that stuff.
Okay.
And the second one, Starship confirms that IVE is preparing to make their comeback next month in August.
Okay. Wow.
Oof.
August is looking tight already.
Yeah.
This mini album title Between 1 and 2.
1.5?
No, you know what it's referring to, Anita. Twice. What's Twice's fandom? It's once. So once and twice, between once and twice, between 1 and 2. You see where I'm going?
Oh, okay.
Is that what that means?
That's gotta be what that is. Come
I
on.
did not get that.
I did not get that, dude.
Is this like
You
Harry
really-
Potter where it's like between platform
Once and
1/3? No.
Yo, okay, here's a quick aside. Have you seen that Harry Potter game that's going to come out in Q4 this year, Warren?
What? No.
There's a Harry Potter
There's
game.
a Harry Potter game?
It's an RPG. You make your own kid at Hogwarts, dude.
Oh my god.
And it's a single player RPG open world. It's the
Wow.
game we've all wished for.
So okay, it's not gonna be a fake out anymore this time. Like no
It's li-
Pottermore. No.
It's not an MMO, nothing like that. It's a video game where it's an RPG and you're gonna make a kid at Hogwarts, dude.
Wow. What's it
gonna-
called? What's it called? Hogwarts Legacy. Is this what this is?
Yes, dude. I'm so hyped. for that.
Wow.
All right, going back to Twice. I had to mention that because you mentioned Harry Potter, dude. this is going to be a very interesting Twice release, right? We had the US adventure, we had the concerts in US which went really well.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We had the Nyan solo, and now we have a Twice release again. And I will assume, because they're calling it 11th mini album, I'm gonna assume that it's in Korean, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
This is
Celebrate, which is their Japanese comeback, came out like a couple
This
days
is
ago.
a big release. This is like phase 2 first release, you know?
Oh, phase 2. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It kind of feels like that, does it not?
No, I see that. This is like Captain America 2, you know, right after Avengers.
Whatever this is, it's exciting. That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of hype riding on Twice right now, and this is gonna, if this goes really well, they're gonna do so well for the next couple of years. If this flops, I mean, I'm sure there will be a big slay afterwards, but you know, flop is a flop. I don't know. I hope they don't usually have flops. So,
This is exciting.
I feel like they haven't even left. They're still winning.
No, yeah, you're still winning with the Love Dive track. Good God.
Okay, we knew that out of the post ITZY groups, this One Young Yujin group, which turned out to be IVE, was going to be the biggest. Everyone knew this,
Everyone knew
right?
that,
Everyone
Yeah,
knew this.
there was an expectation there.
Expectation of that. I don't think anyone would have expected it would have been this big, though. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know what Starship is doing behind the scenes, but the Korean general public has latched onto this girl group as like one of the groups, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those K-pop groups that has broken into general public like success with them. And it is not from a traditional, well, technically sort of now that the Starship's under hype, right? Is Starship under hype? Am I just forgetting that? Are Starship and Pledis both under hype?
No, Pledis and Starship is not.
Yep.
Starship is not. Starship is independent of hype, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I always get that confused. It is not from a traditional power. Starship is a pretty big company though. But
True.
we knew that this was going to happen, but who would have thought IVE would have been here, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
This quickly too. Like
I know.
it's not been
Very
a year since they debuted. You have to think about that too. Like they
And, like,
debuted December last year.
And people, like, netizens love to criticize One Young online, but when people are criticizing, you know you're doing something big.
Oh,
you know?
that's how you know you
I
made
see
it.
it, right? Like,
That's how you know
once
you made it.
you got big haters in Korea, that means you're doing well, right?
Yo.
It's, as bad as that is, it's true, though, you know? Man, we got 2 songs. They sold 375,000 copies of the first one. 670 of the second one. Will this one do over a milli?
Double it.
That
yeah.
would be for them. That would be insane. For the third one from this group, that would be crazy.
Wow.
It's exciting stuff. Twice this. You know how with everyone's interest in K-pop, it ebbs and flows, right? You get a little out of it, you get back into it. I'm on a big interest push right now. You know,
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like a little lukewarm for a little bit, right? I'm back into it now, into the thick of
on.
it, right? It's on
Think
now.
of it.
It was the German sausage festival that we had for a while, you know. That's
It
what
might
was.
have been, dude. Too much Wiener Schnitzel. But right now, we going hard. I'm excited about a lot of these releases. All right, next one. Speaking of hype, which is not connected to Starship, as Ward had to tell me, Hype has launched Weverse 2.0, which is the beginning of the integration of VLive plus Weverse. Existing VLive users may access VLive until the end of the year. So you're on a dying ship here, guys. You should probably switch over to Weverse. That being said, VLive, original VLive was groundbreaking for what it was.
Yeah.
I remember the first time it was out, you would set alarms. 3 a.m, your
my
phone
God,
would
it
go
was
off, and you're like,
crazy.
"Oh my God, Twice is on my screen, and it's live at 3 a.m, right?" Like,
3 in the morning.
hey, if you remember this, One Young read out my sister's name because I submitted it on a VLive one time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I remember
Because I
barely
did,
remember that. Yeah.
I did the what is it called? That thing with Mnet where they do the signed CDs, and there was a fan meeting thing with it, and she read off my sister's name. That happened on VLive, I believe. So
Wow.
crazy.
It's been a hot second. I'm glad, from my personal standpoint, to kind of go off of what we were mentioning a couple weeks ago. Good God, that Rocket Punch is now on Weverse as this is happening. Good God to all the artists on Weverse 2.0 who are going to be on Weverse 2.0. I'm interested in how how the rollout is gonna be. Like, are we gonna keep the same app and just update it, or do we need to install a new thing? Like, do we, like, how much of it's gonna be updated in the actual Weverse? Like,
I'm not too big on any of these fan community apps because like I like to keep how I describe it to myself at my age, right? I like to keep K-pop at arm's reach away. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's healthier. Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. You kind of look like you're like Hail.
Oh my god! All right.
We know what you mean though. Arm's length.
Yeah, put that out there.
God damn it, Warren! Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I like to keep it at arm's reach, and I feel like once you jump into the fan cafe apps, essentially, you in deep, right? And I just don't have the time at the moment to do that. That being said, if that's you, that's you. I'm deep into other things. Like, I'm on the r/soccer all the time looking at transfer news, dude, right now. I'm just looking at it constantly. Warren's about to get Zinchenko on his team.
Please.
Come on.
I think we're almost there.
So there's a lot of interesting things. Next one. A little bit controversial. We'll have to see. Former AOA member Jimin officially signs with Aloe Malo Entertainment and announces her return to the industry. If y'all know, there was like a bullying controversy with the other member, Mina. But then Mina had some like weird things happen to her in the media where she didn't look too good either. So then people were like, did we criticize Jimin too far? It's a bit of a hot mess. We'll have to see what happens there. I just don't know if there's interest for this, but you know what? I could be proven wrong.
We'll see. I'm wondering what this will be like.
Another controversial thing. Warren, do you want to talk about Yoo-hyeol and what happened to him?
Oh, I was not prepared to talk about this.
Okay, tell me if I'm right. Yoo-hyeol is a famous singer. He's a CEO, famous producer, all these things. He hosted the show Sketchbook, which was one of the biggest Korean music TV shows, weekly ones. He's been hosting it for 13 years. Essentially, what happened is there was a plagiarism controversy with some of his past music, which resulted in him leaving the show after 13 years, which is a pretty significant thing in the Korean entertainment industry right now.
Yes.
Wow.
Yoo-hyeol, if you guys don't know who that is, he's a pretty significant figure in Korean pop music.
He owns Antenna Entertainment.
He owns Antenna Entertainment. He's one of the leaders of a specific genre of Korean pop music that's centered around pop ballads, danceable ballads, if that's what you would call, like a lot of what Americans call indie pop in K-pop. Is really headed by this guy, and he's not indie at all. There was definitely a time where he was mainstream. He still, to a degree, is still mainstream. He is typically active as a one-man band called Toy. If you want to listen to some of his music, Da Kappa was a great album. Thank You was a great album. His first album back in 1994 was also great. Lots of amazing vocalists, amazing ballad artists. He's typically just a producer. He sucks ass at singing. He's not a vocalist. But yes, like you mentioned, Doug, he ran a show called Yoo-hyeol Sketchbook. You guys probably have seen it. You guys probably ran into it on YouTube, right?
Pretty popular.
K-pop artists will show up once in a while, especially as they, take their careers, to like a more artistic, level. And they come on, they do like interviews, they talk about where they're headed in their career, what they want to do. They'll talk about some funny stuff too. It's like one of those like more curated magazine type music shows, whereas Music Core would focus on like, all the idols that are popping off right now. That kind of, it's a bit of a different, take on the music show genre, I guess. There was a series of plagiarism allegations. I don't remember the name of the songs off the top of my head, but basically Yoo-hyeol was outed for plagiarizing a Japanese new age piano composer called Ryuichi Sakamoto, right?
Yeah.
Now Yoo-hyeol is very much, it's very clear that he's influenced by like Japanese music, especially from the 90s and the 80s. And it was song was of very similar degree. Whether it's plagiarism or not, I will leave it up to you. I personally think at this point it kind of is. The actual Sakamoto himself has pretty much said, I don't think it's plagiarism. Yoo-hyeol has apologized publicly and has kind of agreed that it is. So, I think it's there's a little bit of room for debate, although the general public believes that this is plagiarism. Now this is where
it's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough.
Here's where it starts getting out of control. If it stopped there, that would have been like a one-time deal, whatever. Here's where it gets out of hand. People start digging up other songs that sound similar to another song, right? Other songs that sound like 90s R&B music, other new age jazz tracks from Japan, South American music, and just all over the place. People are digging out, this sounds like that, this sounds like that, this sounds like that. This is where I feel like it started to become a witch hunt a little bit. A lot of these songs I don't think is plagiarism at all. I hear the similarities, but then I'm also thinking like K-pop uses drum and bass drums all the time. Is that plagiarism? No. That's where I'm thinking. But there were a long list of songs. You can look it up. There is currently over 10 songs that people have been pointing to in terms of like, potential plagiarism. Nobody's had an official statement about other songs, such as Happy Birthday to You or Please Don't Go My Girl off of Infinite Challenge. But what happened about a couple hours ago is Yuhyeol has decided to leave the show Sketchbook.
Wow.
And he's going to step down as the main MC of the show. What Sketchbook decides to do from now on, whether they get a new person to join the show or
who should take it over? You know who should take it over?
Who?
There's a K-pop person who basically does it already on their YouTube channel.
What?
IU basically does Sketchbook on her YouTube channel.
I use palettes.
Yeah, it's Sketchbook.
Well, no, I use palette began as a parody of
exactly.
Sketchbook.
That's what I'm saying. And she's of a big enough person to take it over.
No. Here's the thing. She's too big to take it over.
Is she too big? Okay.
Dude, she's expensive. You kidding? She's way too expensive as a person.
I mean, okay, let's put it this way. What if they had replaced Sketchbook with palette? I mean, it's syndicated.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a cool idea, but like the thing with Yuhyeol was that he has such a good grasp of every genre out there.
I know.
Yeah.
The musical background, yeah.
Right. He has such a huge background in like all of pop music, where that's obviously where some of these allegations are coming from, right? Because this guy listens to indie new age Japanese music and like video game music and all that. I don't know There's been similar shows like this before. There was Kim Jong-un's Chocolate. There was Petro Su's Music Camp. There was Yoon Do-hyun's Love Letter. There's been other shows like this. This was one of the few left, I think. Actually, the only one left, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Overall, though, like it might not be K-pop specific, but in the Korean entertainment industry, this was humongous news. Like it was on mainstream news in Korea that
It's
this
been
happened.
going on for so long. I
yeah.
remember a lot of the artists that went on it.
Yeah.
Go check some of these stuff out that are up for plagiarism allegations if you want to, join the conversation. I follow I follow like different music communities. I follow different music fans, different music critics and like blog writers, journalists, and all that. Everyone's kind of split on this argument, except for the general public. They're like, this is plagiarism. Otherwise, there's a little bit of is it not? Who knows? Kind of going on. So.
All right.
There you go.
Finally, ATEEZ, Omega X, and WeI have all announced world tours. Everyone's doing a world tour
Everyone.
right now.
Look at that.
Anita, you were almost going to go to ATEEZ before pandemic, right?
3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then the pandemic. Hey, they are going to Chicago, Anita. November 19th,
man.
Saturday. So that's something. Right, that is the news for this week. Okay, what do I want to talk about? There's two things. It's rehashes of last week because I took the advice. They're both Korean entertainment related.
Okay.
The first one, Anita recommended Extraordinary Attorney You, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, woo. Yeah, whatever. It's the number 6 show on Netflix worldwide right now, I believe.
So good.
It is fantastic. Like
It's so
Anita
nice.
described it. It's essentially there's an attorney. She's on the autism spectrum, right? And her character is the first person in Korea who basically passed the bar exam with autism, right? And it just goes through her becoming a lawyer, yada yada yada.
Wow.
It is done.
Attorney.
an attorney. So it is so tastefully done.
Yes.
It's fantastic. It's whimsical. This girl is acting her butt off. Park Eun-bin is acting her ass off right now. It is insane. I think it is done so tastefully well. Please check out that drama. The other thing, on the completely other dumpster fire side, Warren recommended Earth Arcade, right? I believe that is what it's called in English.
Arcade, yeah.
That is a dumpster fire of a show. I was missing some of the Journey to the New West Korean variety. This is peak Korean variety. You need to watch this if you like Korean variety. If you like Running Man, if you like things like that, this is that, but imagine they were allowed to be more risque and say crazy things and talk back to the PD constantly. That's what this is.
영석이 형!
It's an absolute dumpster fire and an absolute great time. Boom. All right, that's it for me. Watch both those things.
You want to talk, Anita? What's up? How's your life been?
Well, I've been watching. I'm caught up with Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
I am.
Almost, right?
I saw 4 episodes, so I'll be caught up in like 2 days, probably.
Yeah. So I'm all caught up. Really, really liking it. Definitely recommend it. Also, still catching up with Stranger Things. I'm almost done with season 2.
God damn, Anita. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so I have like 3 episodes left, 2 or 3 episodes left. So I'm basically all set with this storyline. I can see why it's the least favorite. I feel like there's just some certain things that characters do that I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you don't need to do that. It just makes the characters in a bad light, you know? So I get that. I feel like it was necessary to explain certain things, but yeah, some of the character development was maybe not my favorite.
Real quick, just so I know, just so I don't spoil you, spoilers alert for the show. What happened most recently in the show? Just so I remember.
So the last thing that I remember was that Will is not okay. He is somehow like connected to the Upside Down and this thing that exists there. And they're figuring out that like he can see things, but the thing, whatever you want to call it, the creature, is also controlling him in a way or manipulating him. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. What's Dustin up to right now?
He teamed up with Lucas, Max, and Steve to try to get the whatever baby Demogorgon things that popped up. Yeah, but we know like what happened there. Like there's more of them, and now we figure out like, oh, they're kind of like being controlled by this greater thing, creature, shadow thing, right? And like how they kind of are following orders, and like Will knows what's going on in that sense too. So that's as far as I remember.
Okay, here's the thing
that I'm at.
I'm not gonna get too deep into it because I want you to find out for yourself. But the Dustin and Steve Harrington dynamic is by far my favorite dynamic on all of Netflix. No.
Definitely, I feel like this part in Steve's story arc, like his development, I like that how he's interacting with the gang. Yeah, with the kids. Yeah. Still, there's some jerky things. Not gonna lie, but.
And
I see improvement.
Anything happens to those 2 kids, I will riot. You know what? Season 5, I don't care who you kill. I'm sure they'll kill off some of the main characters. I don't care if you kill Elle. I don't care if you kill Mike. I don't care if you kill Hopper. If Dustin and Steve die, I will riot. I will riot.
Hey, there was somewhat breaking news. Cis stars reuniting on the final episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sketchbook.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
It's their first stage as a group since their disbandment in 2017.
Well, what a way to wrap things up.
Can you imagine if it couldn't happen because the show ended? You're all pissed they would have been.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Dang.
Do it on the V Live instead.
Yeah.
Man. Well, I mean, glad to see them start coming back together. That's fun.
Yeah. We missed them.
I didn't really, but you did, so that's good.
Yeah, no, I miss them. It's
Yeah.
the summer hits, but yeah, it pretty much wraps up what I've been watching. Very, very, very quick and like minimal update. I'm still playing Animal Crossing. The worst thing
my
happened.
God.
The worst thing that could have happened.
Uh-oh.
Pietro's moving to my island.
Yeah.
I'm very upset. I'm gonna kick him out
Pietro.
at all cost. So yeah, that's my mission now.
Man, I remember the last stream I did with you was an Animal
know.
Crossing World Cup, and Pietro was the lad. He's such a lovely lad.
No.
Why do you hate Pietro?
He's a
What did he do to you?
maybe I'm just not a huge fan of clowns. I don't like his character design all that much.
Bro.
I'm sure it's a thing for other people.
What did
It's not for
clowns
me.
do to you?
I don't know. They just don't have an appeal for me.
I can't believe this, Sonia. You're unfairly biased against clowns. Give them a chance. Can't believe this.
Give them a chance, Anita.
Give them a chance, Anita.
Uh,
Imagine if I looked like Pietro. Would you still be my friend if I looked like Pietro?
No, bro. If you dressed up as a clown all the time, I would not hang out with you. Let's be honest here.
Imagine like me showing up to like the school, the club
Oh my
like
God.
meetings in like a,
Sure,
blue
no.
horn.
Hell no, dude. Not talk to you at all.
Oh man. I'm glad you guys are having fun with lives. I have a really random one today,
okay.
and I have to make sure people understand. I'm not being paid to say this. I'm not
Okay.
sponsored. I don't.
Ray-Bans?
Ray-Ban. This has been Ray-Ban earbuds.
No,
and
Raycon
Raycon earbuds. Are you still using cheap?
Wait, what product have you been using?
Similar to Raycon earbuds.
Oh, really?
Well, actually, wired earbuds instead of wireless earbuds. The one I'm using right now, which is called the Moondrop Chews.
Moondrop. Okay.
It sounds so sponsored already.
That's exactly. I know. We are not sponsored by these people.
Oh my
Oh,
God, dude.
There's a YouTuber out there called Crinkle who reviews. He's an audiophile, which basically means he reviews IEMs or in-ear monitors, or which is that's like code for like high quality, hi-fi, high fidelity, balanced earbuds that do a really good job of like replicating the sound that the engineers try to replicate to create. Typically good IEMs will cost you like what, $100 minimum, 100,
Oh
200.
my god.
And like that doesn't sound like too much anymore, especially because AirPods and all these Galaxy Buds are all like $100 up. But they're wired earbuds. They're no Bluetooth. So like if we're like that, they're expensive. And like the ones I used to use before were like $20 earbuds. They're not too expensive. They're the Final Audio E2000s, which are like fairly balanced, but still of like a V shape that you kind of want for like a pop sound. And I went out last time I was in Korea. I visited one of those like audiophile stores where you can like listen to like expensive equipment, and I would just be like, wow, this sounds so great. Shame I don't have $500 to waste on a pair of earbuds. Like
$500.
exactly what
Jeez.
I'm saying. And I was like, I'm sad. I'll just stick to my $20 earbuds. Grateful I can at least get these for $20 because like they're pretty good quality for $28. But there's a reason I didn't suggest those, and I'm suggesting this one. The Moondrop Chews, they're $20 on Amazon right now.
Oh, not bad.
They're $22 if you add the mic and the little buttons. And these are by far some of the best stuff I've ever heard. And I'm not a huge audiophile. I'm not like a huge like IEM person that like buys all these like high fidelity listening equipment. I don't have an amp or anything here. I just have it hooked up to my 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and it sounds good. It sounds good. It's very flat, but just enough. It's balanced just enough so that you're still getting a very pleasant experience.
Moondrop Chew.
I was listening to like so.
Did you get the one with the mic or without the mic?
I got the one with the mic. It's $22 with the
Yeah.
mic. It's only $2.
Oh, I just ordered a pair. I'll be here today.
Okay.
Jeez.
It's
That was
good.
fast.
I'm telling
That
you,
worked.
it's good.
We're in.
I don't know. We're not sponsored by these. If you guys are listening, well, pay me money. I'll mention it in every episode. This is actually really good. And the shocking part is, right? On their website, you know how like the earbuds these days come with like several different sizes of like the tips, yeah?
Yeah.
They were selling the tips for $13, and these come with the tips.
Whoa, 13?
So think about it this way: you're buying tips that are high quality, by the way. I don't know, like I think they're good. You're getting good tips.
Sound like an ad.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
This is insane.
You're getting high quality tips, but the headphones are $7 if you take out the cost of the tips.
Oh, yeah.
The only issue I have with it is that the mid to high range in terms of the balance is a little aggressive. But overall, I think it's really, really well balanced. The roominess is really good. The song, like everything you listen to, is like very, very roomy without getting too like aggressive on anything. The other downside of it is that it has a very weeb packaging. Just
It's not terrible.
just a white-haired anime girl, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't know. It was very.
Well, maybe that's a plus for some people.
It might be. Think of it as a photo card. I don't know.
There you
It
go.
might be for you. for the Moondrop Chu-chan or something. I don't know. So there you go. If you guys are looking to buy wired earbuds,
How noise canceling are they?
they're not noise
Extremely?
canceling at all.
Perfect. I always look for wired earbuds for my desk that are not noise canceling.
Okay.
Because when I'm at my desk,
Sorry.
typically, like, no, you don't need that much noise canceling because you're in your house,
Right.
Right? You're doing
yeah.
stuff. And when, like, a family member calls me or my phone goes off or whatever, I need to be able to hear it, you know?
Okay.
So that's why in my house, I always look for wired in-ear earbuds that are not noise canceling. This sounds like the perfect thing for me, you know?
my
And
God.
it sounds good. The acoustics is
Because
amazing.
I have these Bose ones that they don't make anymore, and people who are still selling them sell them for like $200, and I definitely did not pay $200. I paid like $50 back
Well,
in the day.
they're usually noise canceling, right? Bose.
But these ones are not, which is why they're perfect for my desk.
They're the ones with the rubber tips that like
Exactly.
fill up your ear holes.
This way, you know?
I
Kinda,
see.
yeah. It's also like the over the ear kind of fit. So
Oh,
like,
cool. I've never had that type before.
if you don't like it, you won't like it. If it fits you, it'll fit you. Yeah, I don't know. I use the Galaxy Buds Pro as my daily driver. And I've heard AirPods Pro before. I've heard, I listened to my Buds Pro, obviously. I listened to my E2000s until it broke. If you've been watching YouTube and I kept like hitting on my right side, that's kind of why, cuz like my right side was dying. It's only $20. Honestly, it sounds way better than some of the $100 IEMs that I've heard. It'll sound better than your AirPod Pros. I promise.
Whoa.
Promise. And AirPod Pros are like what, like $200 these days?
I have no clue
About,
about
I
Apple
think.
products.
Yeah, like, and I mean, obviously it comes with the convenience factor of like being wireless. So like, sure, go ahead, keep using that when you're on the go or something, whatever. When I'm sitting on my computer,
I've never had wireless like headphones. I like wired always.
Oh.
All right, I think that wraps this up. So next week, it's kind of crazy, y'all.
It's lit.
Oh boy.
Stacy tomorrow,
Let's go
Tuesday.
down!
Stacy,
Let's go.
NCTU, Zico,
Oh man.
Zico.
ITZY, which is a girl group. Sunye from Wonder Girls has a pre-release. That's something.
Wow.
Wednesday, P1 Harmony. Okay, Anita, I'm gonna say how I think this one's pronounced. Tell me if I'm
Okay.
wrong. Extraordinary Heroes.
Correct.
All right.
Yes. Blitzers, Hyuna, Great Guys, which is a kind of new older boy group at this point.
Great guy.
Okay.
Thursday we have Astrovia Universe. Friday TXT. Monday Purple Kiss. There's a lot of big groups this week.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Williams Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods, Jacob, K-Music Erde, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Nuna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.